Hey everyone, this is TB Shores. It's March the 22nd. The Lord's been showing me a lot of things about feast and about Passover. Um, so much, I don't know just how much of it He wants me to get into on videos. But He's been teaching me a lot and I have a better understanding, but there's so much information. It's hard to know. It's hard to know how to approach it and present it to someone else. But anything I feel is important that I may think that needs to be reiterated. Uh, I feel like a lot of people are already putting out a lot of information. So many people are talking about Passover and how the Lord has shown them that it is the season of Passover. That is the time for the bride. And um, unless I feel the Lord really urging me, I'm not going to just jump in on all these things that I've learned and make videos, because I feel like for the most part y'all are aware. If something seems to be indicating something of real pinpointed importance, I will be more than happy to share. But what I wanted to show you right now is I wrote down some things that the Lord has shown me over time. Each one of these, I did not get all these at the same time, and they weren't even close together. But I'm going to start right here with this because that's the thing I wanted to explain first. Here the Lord had told me, and I want to add that I was going to show you in the notebooks how I had recorded them when it happened, so that you would know that the Lord did tell me this, and it was recorded on such and such a date. But it was just too many notebooks and too much chaos, so I thought I would just jot them down. Those of you who listen to me on a regular basis or in the past, you know that it is not my desire to ever misrepresent something, that I present to you the truth as best as I know it. And so I just decided I would just jot them down this way. It makes the video go quicker, and loading time is so slow. So let me get on with this. Okay, here on the first one, Jesus and his disciples have 2 weeks. This is something the Lord showed me back April the 4th of 2013. Now that's 4/4/2013. And I think we all know there's a significance with the number 44. So I'm not going to get into all that. But first thing I want to point out about this is disciples. Jesus and his disciples. What are disciples? Disciples are those who are not caught up in this world, those who are the world does not have a hold on, that are seeking the will of God, that are following him and maintaining a relationship with him. This is all about those who are seeking to be close with him. Those who are seeking his will and are not tied up in this world to the point that they're distracted. The distractions are not a part of their life. Christ is the focus of their life, okay? That's who the disciples are. All right. I think it's fair to say that this is also a description of the bride. Having said that, I want to point this out right here. I had never fully understood what the Lord meant when he told me that. I've come across a few things that seem to indicate, well, maybe that was it and maybe it wasn't, but nothing that really grabbed me, nothing that I felt like the Holy Spirit was saying, there it is. That's what that was given to you for. But now I feel like that moment has come, and it is with the solar eclipse and the blood moon. Okay, if we count from our solar eclipse, if we count days, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's jump over here to April. 12, 13, 14. Okay, it's exactly 14 days to Passover from our solar eclipse. Okay? It's exactly 14 days between solar eclipse and the blood moon. And I really feel like that's what the Lord was showing me, was what this 2 days was about, that he had spoken to me, I guess 2 years ago almost now. The thing I want to point out about the date that it was given to me is, if we look right here, this is April of this year, and the blood moon is on the 4th. So here we've got 4/4. It was given to me on 4/4 in 2013, and we have 14 days, 2 weeks in between the solar eclipse and the blood moon. And I think that's very important, and that's what the Lord wanted me focused on with this. Now, it says Jesus and his disciples have 2 weeks. So something's going on with Jesus and his disciples, or his bride, during this time. Okay? I'm trying to think. I was going to get off on a rabbit trail, but I'm not going to do it. I hate it when I do that. I'm going to try to stay focused here. Okay. We have this 2-week period. Now, the other thing that the Lord showed me about this 2 weeks is, when he gave me this, it says Jesus and his disciples have 2 weeks. But we can also look at it as 2. Have 2, which also means until. Okay? So if we read it that way, it says Jesus and his disciples have until weeks. And what do we know is weeks? We know that Pentecost is also known as the Feast of Weeks. Now, I flipped our calendar to May, and I'm having a little bit of trouble with my eyes, so if I'm not reading good, please forgive me. Okay, when we get to Shabbat, which is Pentecost, which is also the Feast of Weeks, we see it is right here on the 23rd of May. Okay, there's a lot of people seem to be talking about the 23rd as well. Okay, so I think what the Lord is showing us is there is significant things happening between this 2 weeks, which is the solar eclipse, and the blood moon. That's the first 2 weeks, which is a number 2. Number 2. Okay? 2 weeks. But then we also have a connection with the Feast of Weeks. So from the first day of Passover, until we get to the Feast of Weeks, is all this is about the grain harvest. Okay, we see the spring harvest are about the grain harvest. And the grain harvest are the barley and the wheat. And we see the barley harvest takes place at Passover, and the wheat harvest is connected to the Feast of Weeks, which is Shabbat, which is Pentecost. And I'm going to cut this off right here, and I'll be back.